I have stood in the hallowed halls of the world's greatest museums, before the colossal stone sentinels of ancient Assyria. I've seen the unblinking eyes, the regal human face, the powerful body of a bull, and the magnificent wings of an eagle. But my gaze, like yours, is always drawn to the impossible anatomy of the Lamassu, to the 5 legs. Academics will tell you this is a simple artistic trick, a primitive attempt to show both movement and stillness. But here, we know the truth. The legends are real, and the ancients were not showing us a perspective trick. They were showing us a creature that defied our understanding of reality itself. These are not mere statues. They are echoes in stone of the living, breathing guardians that once patrolled the thresholds of Mesopotamian cities like Nineveh and Dur-Sharrukin. Known as Lamassu or Shedu, these celestial hybrids were summoned and bound to protect the mortal realms from the chaotic forces that lurked beyond. They were benevolent, yet utterly terrifying in their power, chimeric beings of immense strength and arcane wisdom, whose very presence sanctified the ground upon which they stood. Their purpose was absolute, to be the eternal, unbreachable ward. So, the 5th leg. It is the key. It is not an extra limb in the way we understand it. It is the physical manifestation of a being existing in a state of quantum superposition. The Lamassu exists in 2 states at once. The unmoving guardian, 4 legs planted firm, facing any who approach with an immovable challenge. And simultaneously, it is the striding protector, 4 legs in motion, perpetually moving to intercept a threat. The 5th leg is the arcane fulcrum, the anchor point between stillness and motion, between the physical and the ethereal. It is the anatomical proof of a creature that occupies multiple dimensions of time and space in a single instant. This unique physiology was the source of their legendary power as guardians. A conventional sentinel can be tricked, bypassed, or overwhelmed. But how do you evade a creature that is both standing still and already moving to block your path? Their 5-legged stance allowed them to create a localized temporal paradox at the city gates. To an enemy, the Lamassu would appear as a static, intimidating statue from a distance, but the moment they crossed the unseen threshold, they would find the creature already upon them, its celestial fury unleashed. It was the perfect, inescapable defense. Imagine the profound psychological effect this had on those who lived under their protection. This wasn't just a wall or a soldier offering security. It was a living piece of divine architecture. The air around the city gates would have felt different, thicker, humming with a latent, arcane energy. Travelers would speak of a strange visual effect when passing the Lamassu, a flicker at the edge of their vision, as if the stone itself was shifting between states of being. This was the tangible aura of a creature holding the fabric of reality in place. And this leads me to a more chilling, more awe-inspiring possibility. What if the massive carvings we see today are not mere representations? What if they are the dormant creatures themselves? Perhaps they were bound into the stone through an immense ritual, their life force fused with the very foundations of the cities they were sworn to protect. They are not statues. They are sleeping titans, their multidimensional nature coiled into a state of hibernation, their five-legged potentiality still resonating, waiting for a call that has not come for 3,000 years. Even today, faint traces of their power linger. Museum curators and night watchmen have reported inexplicable phenomena around the Lamassu exhibits, not ghostly hauntings, but something far stranger. A persistent feeling of being observed from two angles at once. Security cameras capturing momentary, inexplicable distortions in the light around the fifth leg. These are not malfunctions. They are the faint, residual echoes of a creature whose biological reality is fundamentally tied to the manipulation of space and time. This chimeric form, the intelligence of a human, the strength of a bull, the freedom of an eagle, is not symbolic. It is a masterwork of celestial biology. Each element is essential, but it is the five-legged stance that grounds this impossible fusion. It is the biological stabilizer that allows a single being to channel terrestrial power, human intellect, and ethereal flight without tearing itself apart. The fifth leg is the biological constant in an equation of divine power, so we must reframe the question entirely. The mystery is not why Assyrian artists gave the Lamassu 5 legs. The true, staggering mystery is how they managed to so perfectly document a creature that existed beyond their and our limited three-dimensional perception. They were not artists struggling with perspective. They were meticulous cryptozoological observers, recording the anatomy of a higher being. The fifth leg is not an artistic choice. It is a field note, a diagram of the unfathomable, and proof that the legends are not just real. They are more wonderfully complex than we ever dared to believe.